Stephen King adaptations. Now, there's only a handful that actually have Stephen King's involvement.
That's why there were so many that completely suck.
So the ones that involved him were Creepshow, Cat's Eye, Silver Bullet, Maximum Overdrive, Creepshow 2, Pet Cemetery, Thinner, A Good Marriage, Cell, and It Chapter 2.
Just Chapter 2?
Just Chapter 2. 2019.
In all my top fives, he was not involved.
No.
Same here.
Carrie, The Shining, Cujo, The Dead Zone, Christine, Children of the Corn, Firestarter, Stand By Me, The Running Man. I mean, those are all just
Great.
tremendous.
That's kind of where I was at.
Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, based on the short story The Cat from Hell. Graveyard Shift, Misery, The Dark Half, Needful Things, Shawshank Redemption, The Mangler, Dolores Claiborne, The Night Flyer, Apt Pupil, The Green Mile, Hearts in Atlantis, Dreamcatcher, Secret Window, Riding the Bullet, 1408, No Smoking, The Mist, Dolan's Cadillac, Mercy, The Dark Tower, It, Gerald's Game, 1922, a remake of Pet Sematary in 2019. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
It was decent.
Forgettable.
They changed the ending.
It Chapter 2, In the Tall Grass, Doctor Sleep, Children of the Corn. So a lot of these are getting rebuilt and redone, right? Firestarter.
Yes.
Mr. Harry.
Firestarter?
Apparently in 2022.
Yeah. It was that good that nobody remembers that.
Was Drew Barrymore in it?
Missed that one too.
The Boogeyman, Life of Chuck, Salem's Lot, The Monkey. And then upcoming ones are The Long Walk and a remake of The Running Man. I mean, is that necessary?
The Long Walk looks promising.
Yeah?
Yeah. I just watched the trailer the other day. And that was one of the Bachman books.
Yep.
And which I reread not that long ago. And it looks like it's a decent adaptation, but we'll see.
Now, are we going to include like the television movies? The Stand?
There were adaptations, though.
No.
Just Phil. Why not?
Well, Gerald's Game was television. Well, is it technically
You didn't like The
television?
Stand?
It was all right. Not on my top 5.
Which one?
The one that came out like 30-something years ago.
Yeah, with like John
Rob
John
Lowe.
Ritter.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
And the guy from Coach. But Gerald's Game, so is Gerald's
I don't know
Game
that.
considered television because it was made for streaming?
2017, that is listed as a movie.
Who saw that?
No,
I don't even know what it is.
I can't remember.
I recommend
I
it.
have no idea.
So, yeah.
What's this thing you're saying?
yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
All right. All right, let's do this. Heidi, ladies first. Stephen King. No, you don't want to go first?
It's
I figured
tough
this was
because
right up in your alley.
It is, but it's really difficult because there are so many that I've seen every one of them.
Have you really?
Yeah. I think I saw every one that we listed. I went down the list.
You're still
If Stephen King. But, yeah.
You're a solid movie. Like how many times do you go to the movies like a month?
I actually don't go that often anymore. No. But like we went to see Sinners. That was great. But we used to go prior to like COVID. We went a lot. And now, I mean, everything goes on streaming within like a couple months. So a lot of times I'll be like, oh, yeah, I want to see that. But I'll just wait 2 months and watch it at home for free.
So I think here's the best way to do it. Everybody do their top 5s. And then we do the honorable mentions later because if you do your 5 and then you have 6 honorable mentions, but 3 are what Mark was going to say and 2 are what Steve was going to say, you kind of step on what their 5 is.
For this one, I prefer someone else go first.
Okay.
Wow.
On it.
All right, let's get right into it. Number 1, no doubt, The Shining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty easy.
Yep.
Can I just say real quick though, it bothers me that he doesn't like that movie.
No, in fact, he did a mini series.
Right, he redid it because he hated it.
And it was
so much.
awful.
I know it was terrible.
Like-
With the guy from Wings.
Yeah.
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 Steven Weber.
Yep.
Now
Who also looks like Steve.
I've heard that before.
Yes, you have got that for for
You
years.
kind of look like a psycho in Shining.
How does he not like that movie?
He only.
Isn't that weird?
It's not that he didn't like the movie, but he thought that it wasn't. It didn't stay true to what he thought was the main theme of the book, which was the father's alcoholism.
It was kind of an autobiography, in a way.
Except he didn't murder.
Well, not that we know
Try
of.
to-
Not that we know
Right.
of. But it's
Right.
different than the book too. I mean, if you read the book, there's some significant differences that aren't in the movie.
Yeah, I never read the book.
I keep hearing about this thing reading.
I know. What is that?
Weird.
The one that they did, the sequel, Doctor Sleep. He wrote the sequel, and then they did the movie, which was pretty good.
I
don't
liked
want to step on your toes. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
And it was actually, they were able to meld the two together.
Yeah.
The two different visions of The Shining.
Yeah, I like Dr. Sleep.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not on my top 5.
I didn't
we'll
see
get to
it.
that later.
I
So
met.
it
when
won't
did that
be
come
on your
out?
list.
When did it come out?
10 years ago.
No, less than that.
What's it called again?
I saw it during
Doctor
COVID.
Sleep. It's a sequel to The Shining.
2019.
2019.
Yeah, 'cause
Ewan McGregor was in it. He played Danny.
Conor McGregor was in it?
Ewan McGregor.
Him too.
He played Danny grown up.
It's an interesting first few couple scenes.
Yes.
I met Stephen King in college.
Really?
Yeah, there was it was called the.
Happy Hour?
No, it was. There was this guy, Dave Marsh. He used to be a writer for Rolling Stone, and he had this thing called like the Rock and Roll Review. It was like a cover band, and Stephen King was either in the band or was like college buddies with Dave Marsh or whatever. So we went there to do like a story because I went to school for video, and it was like a news gathering kind of thing, right? So we went there to report on it, and he was there, and he was super nice, but his wife was with him, and she looks just like him. It had like the glasses and like the short hair, and it was freaking me out. And that's like all I remember was that he came up and individually said hi and shook our hand and asked us what we were studying. And of course we said video. So he was really nice, but the wife that looked like his sister was freaking me out. It was weird.
One of those identical couples.
All right, so The Shining. Go ahead, continue.
Dose. We're going to have to go with Stand By Me,
Yeah.
a.k.a. The Body.
Yes.
Number 3, one of my favorites, Misery.
Yeah.
Great book. Phenomenal movie. Number 4, Shawshank.
Yep.
I have a lot of these. Yeah.
And last but not least, Green Mile.
Yeah.
I should have gone first. Because we have the same list.
Same one.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
different
got-
order.
I got 2 different, but
All right, what do you got?
so I got Christine,
Ooh, that's a good one.
one of my favorite movies. Green Mile,
Yep.
Shining,
Yep.
Stand By Me, and then Pet Cemetery.
I saw Pet Cemetery in the movie theater, and I remember I really liked it.
Yeah.
And that was like I found it because as we've talked about before, like horror movies is not my strong suit, but I was like, that movie was. I just remember the was it like the kid or something that
Yeah.
slashed the Achilles heel on
Herman Munster?
Herman Munster, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was so
That freaked me
excited
out.
that Ed Herman, right, is his name?
Fred
What's
Gwynn.
his-
Fred
Fred
Gwynn.
Gwynn.
Ed
sorry.
Herman looks like him.
Does look
Yeah.
like him. Fred Gwynn, I was so excited that he was acting again because I hadn't seen him in years, and I thought he was so good in that role. The old
Awesome.
main guy, yeah. And the sister was terrifying in that movie.
Yeah. Yeah, that movie was creepy.
Yes.
Now, why do they spell cemetery the way they do?
Because the pet cemetery that they found where they buried the pets and they came back.
Yeah.
It was built by kids and they misspelled it on the sign.
Got it.
Wow.
Is that in the movie?
I think they touched on it.
I don't remember that.
It's definitely explained in the book.
In the book?
I don't know
Yeah.
that they did explain it in the movie, but that's why.
All right, so Mark, Christine, The Shining, Stand By Me, Pet Cemetery, Green Mile.
Yes.
All right. You want me to go?
Yeah.
Are you going to be the same as Steve's?
I might.
Steve's is hard to beat.
It's
but
hard.
do-
I mean, those are
I'm
pretty
mixing-
much the best ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might mix things up now. As
Okay.
you know, And maybe we have to do this again. Maybe I need to rewatch The Green Mile because I just don't feel strongly like you guys do about it. I'm not saying it's bad. I just haven't seen it in like, I think the last time I saw it was like 2000. Like that's 25 years ago.
You gotta go back.
Yeah. I mean, I remember watching it and thinking it was good, but I can't, it's not sticking out to me here with these other ones.
Great.
All right. So The Shining, Stand By Me, and Shawshank, I feel like are... Oh, Shawshank's not on yours, huh? That's interesting.
Wow. No, because I kind of had to... Almost too obvious.
Mark likes his prison movies a little differently.
All right, are you ready for the curveball?
Not enough sex scenes.
Yes. What's your curveball?
The Running Man.
Ooh, Richard Bachman.
Love that movie.
Yeah.
That's a great movie. Richard Dawson is one of the best villains in that movie. He's tremendous.
I think it's interesting that the best adaptations are, like most of the ones that we agree are the best ones, are not his horror.
Yeah.
Like Stand By Me isn't a horror.
Right.
And that was adapted from a short
Other
story.
than the dead body.
Other than the dead body. But, you know, at the core of it, it's about like the kids and friendship and whatever. Shawshank isn't. Green Mile has an element of
Supernatural,
but it's not horror by any means.
So I'm going Shining, Stand By Me, Shawshank, Running Man, Misery. Just to mix it up.
Yeah, no, I like that. And like I had 5 honorable mentions. I could have either.
I definitely have a bunch. Yeah.
All right, so Heidi, rattle off your 5 and then
honestly, I mean, The Shining that's just on like one of the greatest adaptations.
Can I just tell you, like,
no, he didn't like that one.
You know what I love about that movie? I feel like you're in the movie. Like whenever I watch that movie, I feel like I'm in the hotel. Like it's super creepy. Like
and
it envelops
Scatman
you.
Crothers
you know,
like Scatman.
Oh
Crothers
yeah, he's
is in it.
great.
So I mean,
he's great in that
you know,
movie.
when you watch a lot of horror movies, especially if you watch slasher movies, you know, like so many. There's a high body count, and then but like I'm still mad when he.
When
spoiler
he dies.
alert! But when he dies, I'm so mad because you love that character so much.
All right, weird thing about Scatman Crothers. Okay, you know where I knew him from first as a kid? He was on the Harlem Globetrotters Visit Gilligan's Island, like one of the reunion movies. And he's in that. That's the first time I saw him. Then I saw The Shining, and I'm like, oh, that guy's from the Harlem Globetrotters on Gilligan's Island.
Well, he's also another one of my favorites, which he was in the Twilight Zone movie.
Yes.
Where they did the kick the can.
Oh, I didn't.
Like,
yes.
The Twilight Zone movie
so
from like the
good
late
in that.
80s?
Early 80s.
Early 80s?
Yeah.
Love that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've
Oh
seen
my
that.
God.
He goes from nursing home to no, you have.
I gotta
to
start.
go
I'm gonna start
That's
making
on
a
the
list. Yeah, I'm gonna put the
Are
list
you
right here.
kidding? You've definitely seen that movie.
I don't think I have.
Actually, what's her name's father got killed in that movie for real?
Who?
Jennifer Jason Leigh.
That's her father.
Vic
Morrow is her father.
Yeah. He got killed in real life.
So then she decided to just have 3 first names.
No, she had him before that.
All right. So, I mean, I would go with Shining, Shawshank. Stand By Me is just such a great movie. The Green Mile and Misery. Honestly, I can't. I don't want to agree with every one of your picks, but they're just such great movies. Yeah. But I definitely have some others that I love just as much as any of those on that list, but they're maybe not as good. Creepshow.
I like Creepshow.
Love Creepshow.
I will watch that again and again. And it's super corny, kitschy, over the top, but it's supposed to be, and it works.
Yeah.
And it was not a lot of people were doing adaptations. Like they weren't doing that whole comic book graphic novel thing back then. So for us, it was new.
This says Creepshow was based on the short stories Weeds and The Crate, and the rest is original work for the film. That's interesting. But he is listed as the film's writer.
But Creepshow 2, what about those stories?
That says based on the short story The Raft, and the rest is original work for the film.
Which he wrote. Yeah, I remember. I love his short story collections, and so many of those have been like Green Mile. And then I absolutely love Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie's really good.
Carrie to me it's one of my favorite horror movies because there's something about. I think it was perfectly cast, even though the character in the story was like overweight and had bad skin. They cast Sissy Spacek, who certainly wasn't
It's not that.
overweight, but she was just so good in it. And Piper Laurie, like there's that scene where she has the blood dripping down her face. And I would stay up late every time that was on and watch it. And then, of course, I'm going to bed and like turning off the lights. And I was like, I'm walking by the window. I see that face with the blood. And I would close my eyes and I'd see that face.
Appleby, I'm surprised you didn't have the Dead Zone on your top
well,
5.
if you would have let me,
That was your honorable mention?
I almost had it.
Yeah.
I almost did.
I almost had it because, first of all, I think it's a great movie, but I mean, it's got my guy in it.
Right.
First movie I ever saw of Christopher Walken, and I'm like, who is this whack job? You know, but you just couldn't stop watching. I'm like, this guy is legitimately out there.
Yeah.
Yet he's not.
Right.
Yet he's the good guy, and I'm like, I think he's the killer.
But he's also scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that jolt. He's very intense.
Oh, and I didn't know who he. Again, I'm a little kid. I had no idea who he was. I hadn't seen The Deer Hunter yet or anything like that. And
Never saw this movie.
The Dead Zone?
The Dead Zone.
Wow.
Oh, dude, it's
So good.
phenomenal.
Yeah, why don't you
There
make
is-
fun of him now? You're just describing the movie to him? That's messed up.
There is one scene in the Dead Zone that, especially if you watch it as a kid, just sticks with you because he's like, they're looking for this guy that's like a serial killer.
And you know what's funny in that movie? This set a pattern of Martin Sheen being like a bad guy in all these. Martin Sheen's.
Right.
I mean, now we know him as like the fatherly presidential.
Yeah, the president guy, right?
He was a bad guy in this. Another Steven Firestarter. He was a bad guy.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Dark Half definitely. I'm with you on Creepshow. I love it. Creepshow was always on HBO as a kid. I loved it.
Yeah, Creepshow for sure.
And I tried to watch a little more and a little more, like see if I could test. Like, all right, let me get through this. Let me get through this. The Crate freaked me out.
The Crate.
Oh yeah, the Crate segment freaked me out. And then Christine, that's another one. I love Christine. I mean, just phenomenal.
We were talking about the ones that he was actually involved with, and the Maximum
Overdrive.
and that was so bad.
No.
But it was still it was enjoyable. It was enjoyable, but it was camp, right? It wasn't.
Killer soundtrack, though.
Yeah.
Oh,
AC/DC
Yeah.
soundtrack.
specifically
good
for that
80s.
movie.
Well,
When
no,
did that come out?
it's the Who Made Who.
Yeah, Who Made Who?
That song was for that movie, but then it's just like a collection of their best songs.
Yeah, that's true.
But like gems, like Ride On from the Bon Scott days, like
that
just
song.
just tremendous. Yeah, it's a great album.
I thought it was well done camp because there was like a certain blend of horror. You're just like, wow, this is like those trucks are freaking me out. And I remember walking by trucks like after I saw that, I'm just like, keep my distance.
I had that soundtrack, and I don't know if I've seen the movie though.
Yeah, of course you have.
I don't think I have.
Why would you?
I know. I mean, I
25
saw the Dead Zone. I saw Christine. I saw Carrie. I saw Cujo. And here
Cujo's good.
How could I forget Cujo?
Cujo freaked me out.
Good.
Yeah.
When they're in the car, like that whole scene there is just, that freaked me out as a kid.
My high school boyfriend had a Saint Bernard, a big stinky Saint Bernard. He was the greatest dog. He was super sweet, but that always came to mind. And he always had the big things of drool hanging down from the side of his
The wet jowls.
Another movie that creeped me out when I was a kid was Children of the Corn.
Yeah.
That movie was super freaky.
Malachi.
And Malachi, right? He was in Can't Buy Me Love. Had a cameo in Seinfeld.
He was in The Burbs.
Yeah, he keeps popping up.
Hard Bodies.
Oh, that's right. He was in Hard Bodies. Yeah.
So I saw Children of the Corn as a kid, freaked me out, and then I saw Hard Bodies like not
Just
long
say his
after.
name because you know the actor's name.
Courtney Gaines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course he does. Yeah.
Well,
Sit on my house.
Yeah. That's a great scene. Yeah.
I was glad that he played in Can't Buy Me Love because I was like, everyone's going to just think he's this scary, horrible guy.
I mean, I still do. It's like, that's.
He
Are
was
you
very-
able to pull him up on a picture of him?
Oh, Courtney Gaines? Yeah.
Now he's played a lot of different roles. There was one role I'm like, how the hell is he in this movie playing that guy? Colors, where he's like a Latin gangbang member.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I'm like, why is Malachi in a Latino gang? Like, I don't understand this.
Yeah, this is.
Oh, yeah, okay.
This is Children of the Corn.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's,
That's right. He was in Colors.
Yeah.
He's got a look.
Yeah.
He's got a look to him.
Yeah, you got to look, all right.
Yeah.
He was like the dude that was all stoned, just kind of, you know.
Is he the first famous ginger?
It's gotta be.
Well, there wasn't Seth Green a ginger in The Little Brother and Can't Buy Me Love?
He was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was hilarious in the movie.
Phenomenal.
He was
Yeah, he was good.
talented kid actor.
That's an underrated movie. By
It
the
really
way.
is.
Oh, I just watched it a
love
little while back. It's really good. And the girl there, Amanda, she's got a
Peterson.
terrible story.
May she rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was
Tell
so
more.
talented.
Oh, you don't know this?
No.
Oh.
She basically became like a drug addict and never, like her career. I mean, I could look it up, but I don't think she did a whole hell of a lot.
She was kind of the it girl. She did a very successful, she did a series that was very popular, and I think they canceled it after one season, despite how popular it was.
She basically quit acting like around 2000 and just battled drug problems her whole life. And then eventually they found her dead in her apartment, and she didn't really have much. And yeah, it's a really sad story.
I
She
actually,
was fantastic in that movie. Like, she was just perfect for that role.
Yeah.
She had such charisma.
Mark, you got any other honorable mentions?
No, I think you guys touched on
Yeah, so I think
everything.
so. We got The Shining, Stand By Me, and Misery, Shawshank, and The Green Mile. So basically, what app started off with. That's basically it.
So we can do
That's strong.
Creep
That's
Show
strong.
and Carrie as honorable mentions.
Well, the other ones that were
Christine.
put on list were
Christine.
Christine, Pet Cemetery, and The Running Man.
Oh,
But I mean, there's probably a good 20 films that are.
I think you need to just
Honorable.
have a Stephen King movie marathon.
I saw Dolores Claiborne in the movie theater, and I thought it was terrible. I
Come
remember that.
on.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
really?
I didn't think that was good.
There's one scene in that.
It says
that-
86% Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah.
There's
but
one scene
I
in
didn't like
particular
it.
that freaks me out, and it's a very short little scene. And it's when Jennifer Jason Leigh's character is on the ferry,
Yeah, see,
and
I don't even remember.
she looks
that.
in the mirror and she sees the back of her head. And I've seen that now on a couple, and it's just like a very freaky, like trippy little thing. But can you imagine looking in the mirror and you just see the back of your head when you're
I
not
think-
on drugs?
It's a tough one.
Yeah. I think maybe because I felt like it was Kathy Bates being a less intriguing character than Misery. I don't know why I thought that, but it was, I don't know. It did.
I think it was a great character because she's a little, she's terrorized by this husband, and she can't bring herself to really defend herself. But
Did
when
you
she
just watch
figures-
this movie?
No, I've just watched it so
That's
many
an
times.
amazing-
I've never seen it.
It's amazing memory.